Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK back at you with another video here for the NBA main slate here on Saturday. So let's see, we got 6 games here, so decent sized slate. Real quick, let's see how we did last night. So last night, pretty frustrating night with all the blowouts, but I was pretty surprised I still cashed in all my double ups. So let's see what my final lineup was. So I went with Ben Simmons, Marcus Smart, Oubre, Markieff Morris, Embiid, Elia Kobo, Josh Jackson, and Andre. So I talked about the spending up for centers. I really liked that. Obviously, Aaron Baines was in play. He was pretty chalky for salary relief. But I just really loved the two spending up at the two centers. And I just love targeting bigs against Chicago. Drummond had a pretty good game, a low ownership. Embiid, he was pretty chalky. Again, that blowout really killed me because I had Embiid, I had Ben Simmons, Oubre, and Morris. I had 4 guys in that game that all got very limited. Marcus Smart, I said he was my favorite of the cheap guards, and he was pretty low owned, put up 35. Kobo and Josh Jackson, pivoted to them once there was news that Devin Booker as well as TJ Warren are out. So those are a couple plug-and plays. And yeah, just the blowouts last night were pretty frustrating again. And then I faded Westbrook, and I was keeping track. He's really high owned. OKC was up by 21, I think, with 8 minutes left, and then Westbrook checked back in. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" But still, ended up cashing. So overall, pretty good night. So let's look to see how we are liking the slate tonight. All right, let's see. So let's start at the top here at point guard. And, we got Harden against Chicago. Obviously you can't go wrong with James Harden, especially against Chicago. But, with Chris Paul in there, that's a little too, I think he's a little too expensive with Chris Paul in the lineup now. I don't feel comfortable playing a 12K for Harden, especially there's definitely a major blowout risk there. So we got Steph Curry at 9K. They said he's going to return. So, I definitely have interest in Steph if there's going to be no minutes limit. Because this is just too cheap of a price tag for him. If he's going to play his normal allotment of minutes, I do kind of expect them to ease him back in. If he's not going to see a minutes limit, then I definitely have a lot of interest in Steph Curry. John Wall at 8.9. I really like this Brooklyn-Washington game. There should be no defense played in this one, and this one should stay close. So 8.9K, I do like the salary here for John Wall. Kyrie against Minnesota, okay, but I'm just not a big fan of playing Boston guys, especially when everyone's healthy. And I think Horford will be back. I'm not sure about Jaylen Brown, but Horford will be back. Kyrie's okay. Kyle Lowry again. This game I'm not too fond of either. There's a lot of blowout risk here with Toronto, Cleveland. If the game stays close, he definitely can have a huge game, but I'm a little worrisome of targeting Toronto, Cleveland, as well as Chicago, Houston. We got D'Angelo Russell and Dinwiddie here. Definitely have interest, especially because of the matchup here against Washington. So they went into double overtime against Memphis. So I'm a little worried, they're going to be tired. Maybe they're going to get limited a bit here in this game. But still has a lot of upside here. Thing is, he's a very boomer bust. Again, so not for the faint of heart. Dinwiddie, he's a little cheaper. He's been a little more consistent. So I think Dinwiddie's more your cash game, and D'Angelo Russell's more your GPP. Now we got De'Aaron Fox at 6.9. I do like the salary dropped here a bit for him. The matchup against Indiana is not the best, but the game stays close. He should see all the minutes he can handle. So I do really like Fox today at 6.9. Teague and Rose, I don't really like targeting guards against Boston. I think they're okay, but I'd rather attack Boston with big. So I'm really liking Karl Anthony Towns today. Let's see, Reggie. He's finally starting to see consistent minutes. They got pulled here with a few minutes left against Chicago. So I think normally when the game stays close, you should see about 30 minutes. This is obviously an up-tempo game here against Golden State. They're going to need him to play, they're going to need him to play the 30 minutes. So, I think Reggie Jackson's actually in play today. Then we got Collison at 5.4. So Oladipo's out indefinitely, they said. So, guys like Collison, Corey Joseph, Tyreek Evans, all guys you can have interest in. Again, I really like targeting guys against the Kings. So I think Collison, Corey Joseph, Tyreek, all great plays today. Arcidiacono, we saw him come back to life in his game against Detroit. He had 35, 46, and then 8. Again, I don't think we can trust him, especially at 4.5K. Marcus Smart, I think I might go right back to the well here at 4.2 if he's going to start again. Especially if Jaylen Brown's out, he should see all the minutes he can handle. And, he had a very productive game against Cleveland. Pretty good matchup here against Minnesota. So I think Marcus Smart is certainly in play here. Quinn Cook, again, he's kind of out of play now with Steph Curry back. All right, let's move on to shooting guard. So, Levine at 8.2. If this game stays close, it's going to be because of him. It's going to be because of Jabari. So, if you want to play that aspect of, of targeting this game stacking it, I don't mind it. I just think I'll be looking elsewhere today. Beal at 8K. I do like the salary. The game stays close. He should see all the minutes he can handle. Again, I do really like targeting this game. So, Beal, Wall, I definitely have interest in for me. Klay Thompson, a little too expensive now with Steph Curry back. I don't think I can pay 7.1 for Klay. Let's see. Buddy Hield kind of had a disappointing game last night, or the other night against the Clippers. It was all Bogdanovich. I don't mind trying to go right back to well with Buddy. Or you could look at, again, Bogdanovich here. He had the really good game last time. So, I think one of those Kings guards are okay here. Let's see. Again, Tyreek. Been letting me down a lot. Again, I swear he just keeps getting good matchup after good matchup and just wants me to play him. So, I got to consider him against the Kings for sure. You can't get a better matchup than that. Oubre, these secondary Washington pieces, I can never get them right. And I don't know why I went against my word and played 2 of them last night. But, again, the matchup is so good for these guys. I do expect Otto Porter to be back, though, so hopefully he does play, so I don't even have to consider these secondary pieces for Washington. Okay, let's move on to small forward. You got Durant at 10K, 10.8. He's been playing unreal. That game against Toronto was insane. Some of those shots he was hitting, but with Steph Curry back, I don't think I can pay that price for him. I don't know. Still without Draymond, he's gonna get, he's gonna get a lot more rebounds. I don't know. I guess I'm undecided on what to do with KD. Definitely scared of fading him, but I don't know. Again, I'm kind of undecided there. Kawhi at 9.6. Again, if you expect this game to stay close, then definitely load up in it, but I'm kind of leaning towards the blowout there. Jabari at 6.8. Yeah, he's okay. He had kind of an off night against Detroit. Wendell Carter Jr. had a pretty good night. I think I can do better, though, than Jabari. Let's see. Otto Porter. It says he's out, but they expect him to play against the Nets. So, maybe Otto Porter. But again, these secondary Washington pieces are pretty hard to trust. Same thing here. This is Marcus Morris. Where's Markieff? Maybe Markieff's only power forward eligible. Marcus Morris, 5.5. I think that's pretty fair, but he does have upside, but I think I can do better. Let's see. Anything else really down here? Jarebko, he had that huge game, 40 fantasy points. Definitely don't expect that again. You know, you should see, though, like 20, 25 minutes, so 4.1K is not bad. But again, it's so hard trusting the Golden State bigs. I feel like they just switch off having good games every night, so it's kind of hard to trust that. Okay, so Bielitsa here at 3.9. Never really a guy I like playing, but with Marvin Bagley questionable, I don't think Marvin Bagley plays today, so that's going to open up some pretty big minutes here for the Kings. I do think Bielitsa does pick up a few more minutes here, so 3.9K. I think that's a little too cheap, and I do expect him again to see more minutes, so I think he's firmly in play. One more guy I'll talk about here is Alec Burks after he got traded to the Cavs. Played 26 minutes, put 32 fantasy points. I definitely don't expect him to do that again, but close to minimum price. I think he's in play for salary relief for sure. All right, let's move on to power forward. We got Blake Griffin at 9.3. Golden State is, with no Draymond, they're a pretty bad defensive team, so I definitely think you can attack Golden State here. Blake Griffin, never a guy I really like playing, but if Detroit's going to stay in this game, definitely going to be because of Blake Griffin, Andre, and Reggie Jackson. So I don't mind that play at all at 9.3. Sabonis, he's questionable right now. If he ends up playing and no minutes limit, you guys know I'm playing him no matter what. I mean, this guy's just insane with Oladipo out of the lineup. So if he ends up playing, I'm just playing Domantas Sabonis, especially against Sacramento. Let's see. So again, Markieff, so hard to trust, man. It's so frustrating. 33, 43, 36. I don't play him. I play him against Philly. 10. Shoots 1 of 10. It's so frustrating, man. Again, matchup against Brooklyn's pretty good, but I'm going to have a hard time going back to the well with the Washington secondary pieces. So RHJ at 5.5. I do like this play a lot. He got inserted in the starting lineup. Again, he played 38 minutes. That was because of double overtime. I do expect him to play around 30 or so. And, Washington's a team I love targeting. So, RHJ, he hasn't really flashed it upside like he had last season, but I do think he still has it in him. So I do kind of like that salary here at 5.5 for RHJ. The Sarge, Taj Gibson situation is just a mess. Your guess is as good as mine as who's going to have the good one. So, too tough to predict there. One more guy I do want to talk about here, a cheap power forward, is Harry Giles. Again, we got Bagley questionable, and I don't expect him to play. So that's a lot of minutes to go around. I do think Bielitsa picks up a few more. Maybe Willie Cauley-Stein if he can stay out of foul trouble. And then, Harry Giles is going to be the backup big here, and I do expect him, to play 15, 20 minutes or so. This guy is also a foul machine, so he can definitely, pick up like 3 fouls in a minute. So there is that concern. But a close to minimum salary, he does have some pretty good upside. So if Bagley's out, I'm definitely think I'm going to play Harry Giles here at 3.2K. Finally, we've got the center position again. The position I feel most confident in, so I'll probably do a 2-center approach once again. Drummond at 9.4. With Golden State without Draymond, I like targeting centers against them, so Drummond, I'm firmly in play here, definitely considering him again. Karl Anthony Towns at 9.2. Boston, the way to target them is against bigs. Al Horford is not going to be able to stay with Karl Anthony Towns. So I do think Cat does have a pretty big game here at 9.2K. Another center I like here is Capella. I love targeting bigs against Chicago. Only concern is with me is, can this game stay close? 7.8K is not bad for Capella. So I do like Capella there. Let's see. Horford, it says he's out. Yeah, that's just for rest purpose. So again, I do fully expect Horford to play today. Cauley-Stein at 6K is okay. Again, he might have to pick up a few more minutes. No Bagley. So I think he's firmly in play. Miles Turner, if no Sabonis, he should play a few more minutes. So I think he, especially no Oladipo, is a good play at 5.9K. Jarrett Allen at 5.4, I do like the salary a lot. Only concern is, Washington does like running a lot of small ball, so maybe Brooklyn matches and kind of goes, RHJ at the center. So that's the only concern with Jarrett Allen here at 5.4K, is maybe he just gets run off the floor. Valanciunas at 4.8. I mean, I would like it if he was seeing more consistent minutes, but you just can't trust the minutes for him right now. And yeah, I think that's about it. So yeah, I think that's going to do it for today's video, guys. If you have been enjoying the content, please like this video, subscribe. If you have any questions, leave in the comment section down below. It's also important to follow me on Twitter. It will be in the description below. And yeah, guys, I definitely think, my approach to tonight is I really like targeting Brooklyn and Washington. I do like targeting some of the Pacers against the Kings, as well as some of these top-tier centers. I definitely think it's going to be a two-center approach for me, with targeting that Brooklyn-Washington game, as well as some Pacers, as well as, maybe a couple guys from Golden State, Detroit. So I think that's my strategy for tonight. And again, I hope you guys have been enjoying the content. And yeah, I will be back Sunday for another video. So I'll see you guys then.